You don't know that until you move to Paris and you live there.
Right.
And you know it backwards and forwards. Then you can start twisting it around. Same thing with our production, to your point. You have to mix records for 20 plus years. Then you can start bending and breaking all the rules and like screwing around with stuff and tearing it apart and rebuilding it.
Like you said, when you were young, you thought you knew it all, at 18, right?
Sure.
Oh, I can do it all, right?
Sure.
There's something about that audacious kind of arrogance, right?
Yes.
That frees you
Frees
to
you.
do stuff.
Yes.
And that's, I guess, what I was talking about, all those people giving me all those notes. Like the dog being trained with slaps, Like
Right.
he becomes more timid as he goes along.
Yeah.
And, we start out with this unrealistic optimism.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get older and we get this realism. But the realism tamps down our ability to break out and be experimental. So, I'm super proud of you for making that record because it's creative at this point in your life.
Right.
So that's why it's so fantastic that you've done that. It's kind of inspiring.
It's a dangerous place to be, though, when someone comes in and they'll play me a worship song. They'll be like, yeah, I just want to, kind of build and be super epic. And, and I'm like, okay, no. I know what you want. And then you do it, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, yeah, that's it. And internally you're like, all right, throw one more on top of the pile, But the idea of, like you said, the audaciousness and then sort of the fearlessness, sometimes I feel like I know too much, and that's not a good thing.
No, I completely agree.
It's like I need to unknow things, which makes me pull up a different EQ, pull up different sounds. Don't use that compressor, whatever. Sing, do the vocal with this different mic, cut the guitars with this thing. And I wish I had the budgets on some of the records I do to just invite different players, young players, to come in and play. Obviously, budgets are different nowadays. And
absolutely.
I end up, it's pretty much me and myself and the microphone, and we just kind of make it happen. Beautiful things can happen that way, but I end up recutting acoustics 10 times on a song. I would say that's probably day-to-day my biggest battle. Is I've made probably thousands of really good sounding songs. And I've made hundreds of really good sounding records. And I've made 3 great records that are like special, that are like different. Tim Hughes, When Silence Falls.
All right. Okay.
That would have been 03, 04.
Wow.
I would put 10,000 Reasons in there. There's a thing going on. I don't know what it is, but there's a thing, and I look back on those and we weren't trying to do anything, it was, so my point being, I've made a lot of good and I know how to make a song sound good. I don't know how to make a song be great and special. Either I lay back and make really good music for the rest of my life, or I lean forward and I fight for great and special, make people go, what is that thing? And what were you doing? Just have to fight for that and not let myself get lazy, because it's easy to do. These 2 lullaby records Christy and I have done. When we say lullaby, I think our biggest reaction from people is like, well, they're not lullabies. Like, I love them. I have college kids. I was at Onyx Coffee, downtown Franklin. College kid is taking my order. He's like, tall coffee, whatever. And he's like, hey, are you Nathan Nockels? I was like, yeah, He was like, hey, I just want to tell you, I listen to that lullaby record every night. He's like 20, 21.
Wow.
He's just a kid. Yeah. So we always say it's like lullabies from like, age 0 to 100. It's just we all need, there's more songs of rest. So we've had many stories of kids being born to this record. And then lots of stories about we were in hospice or at the hospital. My mother was slipping away. She's 80 something. She's slipping away. And we had your lullaby record just on loop, and it ushered her into the presence of the Lord. And to have any connection with the most sensitive and most intimate parts of people's lives, a pretty huge gift. And it also puts in perspective my neurosis and my neuroticness for how to EQ an acoustic guitar. It's just like, it matters, but it doesn't matter. It's like, make sure the song gets across.
Yeah.
Job 1. Make sure it's a great song, and then make sure the song is translating.